Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, hi, hello and welcome. My name is Kate and I'm just a hopeless romantic that loves to read. So today we're going to go over my 2026 reading goals, well, bookish goals actually, because it's more than just reading now that I have social platforms. But also too, we're gonna let my TBR mug, because I haven't got a jar yet, pick out my January reads, because I'm a bit stumped in what to pick up now and what to read. So I feel like this really helped me in November when I did it, so we're going to do it again. I've still got the same prompts, might change them whenever I do get a jar eventually. Yeah, I'll vlog that whole process, I reckon, because I always like watching those videos, so I'm going to make one myself. But anyways, yes, so without further ado, grab a drink, get cozy, and let's get on into this video. Now, I'm taking my bookish goals this year very, very seriously, to the point that I actually have them all on my screen here. I was very intentional with them. I think that's the theme of this year. I'm going into my third year of being an avid reader, so I'm very excited with some of these things that I've got. So I'm going to read 50 books as always, because I don't want to put so much pressure on myself to the point that I don't want to read. So I think 50 books is good, because my first year of reading I read 52 books, and then last year in 2025 I read 65. So I think 50 is a good set goal to have. My next goal is to get my physical TBR behind me down to under 70. So it's currently sitting at 114 unread at the moment. So I just don't want to pretty much buy anymore or add anymore until I can get it to under 70. And I know I'm gonna buy because the Bridgerton special deluxe edition ones are coming out this year, and I'm slowly getting those. But yeah, our goal is to get my physical TBR under 70. I think that's achievable. Like, it's only at 114. Most of my 26 for 2026 are on there. So, you know, everything that I'm picking out from my TBR jar is from here. So it should be achievable. I hope it's achievable. Really do hope it's achievable. Now, my third goal is to reach 2K on TikTok, 1K on IG, and 500 subscribers here on YouTube. That is another goal of mine. I really think that's achievable. I mean, if I'm consistent and I'm putting out content that I know that I enjoy watching, I know other people enjoy watching it. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do your girl a favor. But anyway, there's no pressure, guys. These are just goals. I mean, if they don't come true, I'm not gonna chuck a fit. And then my fourth goal is to read 4 indie authors. I really want to dabble into those indie authors this year. I really want to support them, help them grow, read what they have, because I have been thinking about writing my own book, but I don't know if I will. But I just want to support those that have the balls to, really. So that is a goal of mine. Now, goal number 5 is one that I set at the end of last year, and that is to either finish off or get up to date with series that I'm currently in. I don't want to start new series, even though I know I will, but I'm going to make the conscious effort to get up to date with all these series and read all the ones that I'm currently in, like the Artifacts of Urano series. I've read the first 2, I've got the last 2, I just haven't read them, so I need to do that. That is a priority and a goal for this year. Number 6 is no impulse book buying. I have an issue where I just go into like Kmart, Target, Big W, QBD Books, Dimox, and I just buy a book that I like. Literally. I might not even read the blurb at the back, or I've seen one person on a social platform talk about it and I see it and I buy it. So that needs to stop. I need to be more intentional with my money this year, so that is something that we will be stopping. I now have a mortgage to pay. And then the last bookish goal is to be more intentional and just DNF without any shame or guilt. I feel like I have read, I think, 4 or 5 books in 2025 that I know in my heart that I should have DNF'd, but I had to read it for the author, and it was like I did not enjoy my experience whatsoever, and I think it just deterred me from that author even more. Like Brain Damage from Frida McFadden, like that was my first book from her that I read, and I disliked it so much. Like, even though it was a book club read, and a lot of the girls in the book club were like, you know, you can do an effort, you don't have to read it, but I just felt obligated to. So we're not going to bring that energy into 2026. If I'm not vibing a book from about 50%, or even if I get to 80% and I'm still not vibing it, and I'm just, nah, cut it off. So overall, I think that those bookish goals for 2026 are very achievable, and I think they're very realistic. I think that's the thing, is that I kept myself realistic goals that I know I can achieve easily, and I won't be so bummed out. I just don't want the chore. I don't want reading to become a chore. I don't want reading to become a burden, and I don't want me making content to feel that way either. So they are all low expectations, but they're still kicking my ass to read and get my content done. So I am excited for that. So I'm excited for what this year has to bring us. But without further ado, let's get into my TBR jar, well, mug. So before we pick prompts from my TBR, I'm going to probably do maybe 4 or 5 I'm going to pick from, depending on what I do select and how chunky they are, because I know I have a lot of thick books to get through. But I know that for my first read, or I have to read this month, is my book club read, and that is To Cage a Wild Bird. I'm actually really intrigued to read this. It is a dystopian. I think there is romance in it as well. From what I can tell, there's a prisoner and prison guard kind of situation in this dystopian world. A lot of the girls that have already read it on my book club have loved it. So I think I'm actually going to enjoy it. So for someone that doesn't read dystopian kind of stories, I think I might actually enjoy this. When I'm done though, I'm going to ship it on down to Sydney to my best friend, because I feel like she's going to love this book. She loves her dystopian worlds, so she's trying to get back into reading. A lot of my friends are trying to get back into reading or start reading this year, actually. Influence. But I am excited to ship that on to her, because I think she is going to really enjoy it. All right, so the first prompt for 2026 is an academic or workplace setting. Okay, let me go have a look and bring back some options. So I have 2 options for this one. We have The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson. So I'm pretty sure this is set in a hospital, but this is also like a paranormal, because I'm pretty sure they're wares. Mackenzie hasn't had a successful date in months. She's only a year out of residency, and her grandmother's obsession with finding the perfect mate threatens to drive her barking mad. So it should be a small thing when she lies about meeting someone, until she blurts out the name of the last man she'd ever want to date. Noah, the big bad wolf of Denver General Taylor. Noah, interventional cardiologist and all-round grump, has spent his entire life hiding what he is, an unmated alpha. But when an anonymous tip brings everything to light, come clean to the board and risk his career or find himself a mate. So when the chatty, overly friendly ER doctor asks him to be her fake boyfriend the same day he's called to meet the board, it must be kismet, right? Mackenzie gets her grandmother off her back, and Noah gets the chance to prove he can continue to work without a real mate. It's a mutual beneficial business transaction. But when the fake mate act turns into a very real friends with benefits arrangement, lines start to blur, and they quickly realize love is a whole different kind of animal. Yeah, see, that sounds enticing, doesn't it? A shorter read too to the other book I've picked. Yeah, nearly just under 400, and this has been sitting on my bookshelf for a long time, so this is a high contender. Now the second book I picked up is on the chunkier side. It is an academic setting. It is a newer release, and that is On Wings of Blood, and this is book 1 in the Bloodwing Academy. So it is a high contender, but I don't know. I definitely do want to read it though. I definitely do. So I didn't expect to sign up for this. A half-fae in a school of high-blood vampires. That's a recipe for disaster. I'm Midra Pendragon, last of the dragon riders, or so they tell me. Funny thing is there are no dragons left, but that hasn't stopped the vampires from deciding I'm worth capturing. Now I'm stuck at Bloodwing Academy, where the high bloods run everything and the Lightborn are just blood in their veins, born in their games. But the worst part, Blake. He's been tormenting me since the moment we met, and now, thanks to some ancient ritual, we're betrothed. He acts like he owns me, but I'm not going down without a fight. Bloodwing isn't just a school, it's a battlefield. If you're weak, you are unalived. Between deadly competitions and a dragon-shaped secret looming over my head, all I can do is survive. Except I'm starting to think the real danger is what I'm becoming in the twisted games of power, and Blake might just be the one who pushes me over the edge. See, like, that does sound enticing. I honestly just want to read this closer to the third book being released, because I do have book 1 and 2, but I feel like I should just do a big binge when the third book comes out. So I think I might go for The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson. I think that this one is going to be just better for me at the moment, especially when I'm so undecided in what I want to read. I think this one will be it. So book number 2 is The Fake Mate. All right, so let's pick prompt 2 for book 3. And we have Start Throne of Glass again. Oh, I know I want to start the Throne of Glass. I really, really do. You know what? Towards the end of the month, I'm going to do that 75 booked challenge. So maybe I should just read it then. So I'll leave Throne of Glass. Where is it? So I think I will read this as part of the 75 booked challenge to really get through it, because I haven't read Kingdom of Ash. Okay, I read all the way through to Empire of Storms a year and a half ago, halfway through 2024. I think I read all of these. Look, I need to do this. So I think at the end of January, when I've finished all my other TBR, I'm going to start the 75 booked challenge, and I will read this as a part of it, because I think that will be the best way for me to actually tackle this series effectively. Yes, so that's what we're going to do. Now, book number 4, prompt number 3. We have A Comfort Reread, an old favorite. Oh, I know exactly what I'm going to pick. And this should come as no surprise. We've got Twisted Games by Anna Huang. This is a part of my 26 books for 2026, so we are starting off strong. I love this princess ex-bodyguard trope in this. So we have Reese here is the bodyguard to a princess, Bridget's brother advocates the throne. She is then thrown into the deep end with all her roles, responsibilities, and needing to marry. But she is pining for her bodyguard, and her bodyguard is pining for her. Reese has one rule, and that's not to get emotionally involved. He gets emotionally involved so fast. It's adorable. I love this book with my whole heart, and I'm excited to reread it. And I'm definitely going to tab it far more, because when I read this at the start of 2025, I wasn't really tabbing a whole lot. So now that I'm confident with my tabbing, I'm going to tab the shit out of this. You know what, let's do another 2 prompts, I reckon. Yeah, let's do another 2 prompts. Okay, so book number 5. A book you're only seen good things about. Okay. I have the perfect book. So we are going to go into The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith. So this is set in England, 1848. Very regal, which I love. So the season is officially open. High society girls line up to bargain with the immortal queen Morin for qualities that will win them suitors. A perfect smile for the loss of a finger, an exquisite talent for piano in exchange for one's happiest childhood memory. Lady Ivy Benton's season arrives with a shocking twist. The queen announces a competition to win the hand of her Fae son, Prince Bram, and marrying the prince is a prize that could save Ivy's family from ruin and her sister from the bargain that destroyed her. Yet every glittering Fae deal has a rotting heart, and amidst lavish balls, vicious competitions, and a dangerous alliance with Prince Bram's irresistible brother, Prince Emmett, Ivy soon realizes that at the center of all this contest lies a dark plot that could destroy all of England and her heart along with it. See, like, doesn't that sound great? Sounds like The Bachelor set in the 1800s, but with magic. So I am excited. I have only ever seen people rave about this. I know the second book comes out in a couple of months as well. So I think it's time I bite the bullet. Plus, this has been on my TBR for so long. So we are going to pick this up in January. Okay, let's do the last prompt for the last book that I'm going to read in January. Well, second last, because then we're going into the Throne of Glass series. Any romance? Yay! free choice. Let me go see and I'll come back. So just looking at my shelves there was only one book that really screamed at me that I always just look at but I haven't really picked up, so perfect time to, and that's Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I hear so many mixed things about all of Emily Henry's books, and everyone ranks them differently depending on your taste, tropes, and things that you like to read, which is great. That means she writes for everyone, just like Ali Hazelwood. So I am excited to jump into this. I have only read Funny Story, well, listened to it, and I loved it. So we have Nora is a cutthroat literary agent at the top of her game. Her whole life is books. Charlie is an editor with a gift for creating bestsellers, and he's Nora's work nemesis. Nora has been through enough breakups to know that she is the one men date before finding their happily ever after. To prevent another dating dud, Nora's sister persuades her to swap her city desk for a month's holiday in Sunshine Falls. It's a small town straight out of a romance novel, but instead of meeting sexy lumberjacks, handsome doctors, or cute bartenders, Nora keeps bumping into Charlie. Okay, small town romance. Star-crossed lovers, you know, coincidences. That sounds like a fun time. I've never actually read any prefaces or blurbs in my books, to be fair. So when I do buy them, I go in blind. So I think doing the videos like this, I actually read it, so I kind of know what I'm into. And whether I'm going to enjoy it, I'm going to enjoy this. I am in my small town era and have been for the last 5 months. So yeah, we're going to read Book Lovers by Emily Henry. So those are the books that I will be reading in January. I think it's a pretty solid range, actually. At the end of the month, when I do go into the Throne of Glass series, I will be starting with Throne of Glass. I have already read it through to Empire of Storms, like I said, and I did read Throne of Glass first and Assassin Blades third for the emotional impact, and I thoroughly enjoyed that picking order, so please don't come for me. I will be reading Throne of Glass first, okay? But other than that, I'm excited for this month. It's a pretty hefty stack, actually. I'm pretty happy with these books. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like. If you want to see more content from me, please subscribe. If you want to follow me on my socials, I'll leave my handle on the screen. Come join the bookish chaos over there. And yeah, again, guys, thank you so much for watching wherever you are in the world. I hope you have a great day or night, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.